Hey, my friend, so I've been reading the Bible for 9 months straight every single night, no matter how tired I am, and I learned something amazing. You don't always get your shoulds, but you always get your musts. So I set up this rule. I must read the Bible every single night, no matter what. And no matter how tired I am, I got to read at least one page. And it's amazing. I'm reading the book of Ecclesiasticus. Again, it's phenomenal. It's talking about like watching what you speak and what you say and like don't be a fool. And it's like profound wisdom. And I love it because I've read like 475 books now, most of them on audio books, and tons of paperback books on success and psychology and people skills. And I'm a information junkie. I was so burned out, truthfully, on success and business and money and success and business and getting the edge and getting the edge. It's gotten to the point where that's why I'm so into the Bible now and seeking God's word, because the success game, it becomes so dull that you're just grasping at straws and nothing is like the shiny object syndrome. Nothing even matters anymore, bro. Like I could go get a brand new BMW or a Range Rover or a Mercedes right now and go just drive off the car lot, and nobody cares. And if you think for a second anybody's gonna care that you got a brand new Mercedes, they could care less, brother. And you're stuck with the payment. And it's like, I just woke up to the fact, and not that I cared about that stuff too much. I mean, I actually really always loved Range Rovers. I might get one day. But it's just because I realized, like, wait, why do I love Range Rovers? Don't people say they break down all the time or something? I don't know. I think... I'm not qualified to answer that, but it's because in 2008 I was broke and I worked in a collision shop for $9.50 an hour in the winter in between landscaping. And I remember I was going to lunch and I was in my piece of crap car and I was at a red light and I looked over and there was this really nice brand new black Range Rover, and like the window rolled down, and there's this guy who was a little bit older than me, and he looked incredibly successful, and he looked so confident. He just looked like he had everything figured out. And I looked over at this guy, and I looked over at this Range Rover. I was like, wow, like I want to have a Range Rover one day, because it was the opposite of what I was, and I just created an image in my mind that if I got a Range Rover, and I used to get mad when I saw other men driving brand new vehicles, that like when I started my landscaping business and I had the most rusty piece of crap truck. I always had the biggest piece of crap car on the road. Like, I would go drive and go run errands or go work and do everything, and I never saw a car worse than mine. That's how crappy my cars were. And I would, like, see a guy in a brand new truck, whether it be some punk 21-year-old kid, yeah, I said it, or a guy my age, and I used to get angry. I would feel, like, vindictive. I would be like, how is that guy better than me? And it got to the point where I've never acted out on this, but I had feelings like I wanted to roll down the window or honk the door and say, "Hey, roll down your window," and say, this doesn't make any sense, because they were just emotions. I never verbalized them, but it was I can't even think of it now. But if I could think of it, it would be like you think you're better than me? Like who are you? You gotta be in your early 20s. How are you driving that $70,000 vehicle? How? If I was at like the gas station And I would see these kids driving brand new BMWs, Mercedes, Cadillacs, Range Rovers, brand new F-350 trucks, like extremely expensive. And I'm like, bro, I'm a workaholic. I'm a saveaholic. I pay all my bills on time, and I've been hustling for years. Like, I take responsibility and accountability, and I'm a good man. I can't afford anything like that. Well, I can't now. And I wanted to be like, how in the hell are you driving that? Just tell me right now. I know I'm a stranger. I'll give you money if you tell me. How did you even afford this? Like, how would you, like, I would freak out, bro. I would get furiously upset and be like, am I cursed? Are you like just some type of genius? And there's all these people driving all these, they're all geniuses. And then I would like drive into the subdivisions, landscaping or whatever. I'm going off track now, but like, and all these beautiful blockbuster homes, boom, 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 boom. Like, and I just went insane. I'm like, all these people I must be stupid. I'm an idiot. All these people are brilliant geniuses, and they're all better than me, and I'm cursed. And I went nuts, bro. I started pacing around this one bedroom apartment my wife and I had in front of her, going, money, 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 money. It's all about money. Oh my, if I could just figure out how to make money. I stressed myself out so bad, but it worked. I did everything I could. I read 475 books. I spent $65,000 in coaches and online courses and flew all over the country. I built 2 six-figure businesses. I built a landscaping business, and I built a media business, and I became, I don't know what the word is. Let's just say extremely focused. And a lot of it was fueled by like revenge and retribution to show and prove that I won't settle for less, that I can fight against poverty, that I don't know. It just gave me so much fuel that it fueled me for 15 years, 20 years, but mostly like 15 years. And I woke up one day and I had, built 2 businesses, and I got all of my debt paid off and a perfect credit score and money in the bank, and me and my wife drive brand new vehicles, and we have a nice house, and I was able to travel the country and speak on stages all over as a keynote speaker, and I get paid to speak on stage. We got 80 million views online. I published 4 books. My videos have helped start over 10,000 businesses. I have people emailing me, and I felt completely depressed and empty inside. Like deeply depressed. And I heard people talk about stuff like this. I'm like, what do you mean? How could you be depressed? You have materialistic things. I feel more fulfilled when somebody I love that's close to me, that I love, if I can just conversate with them, and when I talk, they just listen, and they really hear me and understand me and care. And then when they talk, I listen to them, and we have a real conversation. To just sit with my wife, and if for her to just put her hand on my hand, or just to hold my hand in presence and look in my eyes, and just to be there with her, just her and I, is worth billions. It's worth way more. You can't even put a price on it. It's a totally different jurisdiction. to take my dogs for a walk in the sunshine. To wake up in the morning after waking up naturally and getting good sleep and the sun is shining through the window. And you ever get really good sleep? Like sleep so good that when you finally wake up, you stretch and you go, "Argh." I don't know how you yawn, but it's like your body stretches for you, and you, for some reason, you just smile. You're like, and you're like flooded with like serotonin and dopamine, and you wake up and it feels like you woke up for the first time, and you smell coffee, or you go make coffee, and then like you don't know why, you just feel incredible, and you like walk over to the coffee pot. That's what I do. Creamer, coffee, however you like your coffee. And when you take that first sip of coffee, it's just like invigorating as the sun is shining through, and then like it's a beautiful day. And then like you look out the window or you open the door and you hear birds chirping and squirrels run by, and then like there were some beautiful mornings. Sunday morning coffee, and I would just like get my favorite book and just go out on the front porch. And we got a front porch swing. I've always wanted one because when I was a kid, my grandparents always had a front porch swing, and it was soothing to sit on it. So I got one, and my wife's like, "You want a front porch swing? Like, why? That's weird." I'm like, she didn't say it was weird. She just didn't understand. I was like, "No, you don't understand." Because I always wanted one. My grandparents had one on their front porch, and now we have one, and she loves it. And I'll sit there, and my little dogs will jump up on there with me, and I'll just have my hot cup of coffee, and I'll read a book and just sit and rock back and forth on the swing while squirrels go by. And we have a bird seed, so we have this beautiful cherry blossom tree, and I have a bird feeder, and like blue jays will come, cardinals, finches, sparrows, these beautiful birds. And then like the sun will be warm sun, and it'll be a beautiful day. And then in these moments I'll be like, wow, all those years of hard work and sacrifice, when I just wished I could just sit down for a minute. But I couldn't. Now here I am, sitting on my front porch swing, on the porch of my house, while my beautiful wife is in the house, making her cup of coffee. And once in a while, she'll come out and she'll sit right next to me. Well, she loves me. I just mean, like, it's not like, that's my favorite thing. It's like, is when my wife and I, because we're both very busy, but sometimes we meet at the same exact spot and we feel the same way, and we'll just hang out for like a half an hour on the swing on the front porch. Sometimes I get home from or she'll be at like Costco, and it's so warm out, I'll just fall asleep on the front porch swing to the sound of the birds chirping. And then my wife will come home in the driveway and pop the hatch, and she's got all these groceries, and I'll wake up and stretch and help her carry all the groceries in the house, and I'm smiling, and I'll be in my, still be in my pajamas and my slippers at 2 in the afternoon, and I don't know if I can, I won't say it. My wife said something to me a few weeks ago. That was the most amazing thing I've ever heard her say. I'll tell you the first half. She said that she put on her pajamas. And she loves to, in the evening when she's all done running around all day, she finally sits on the couch, and then she doesn't move, but she runs all day. She doesn't sit down once. And then at 9:30 at night or 9 at night, she'll finally lay down on the couch. And when she lays down on the couch, she said she put the blanket over her, and I think she likes to drink coffee. And the dogs will jump up on her, and then she opened her book to read her book, and she said she felt so safe. And when she told me that, it was the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. That's my dream come true. And the other most beautiful thing I've ever heard, respectful, honorable, proud thing I've ever heard, my wife's father, who's my father-in-law, he's told me this numerous times, but he said, "Keith, my son, I love you so much, and you have no idea how proud I am of you, and how thankful I am that you are married to my daughter. I couldn't imagine anybody else being my son-in-law." And he didn't say it facetiously, or he really meant it. He was pure gratitude and love. And he's like, "No," he goes, "I think about you guys all the time, and I think about you, and I love you. You have no idea how thankful I am that my daughter is married to you, and that I don't have to worry one bit. That," he goes, "I can just totally do my thing, and I know that my daughter is taken care of." And he goes, he's like, whew. It was to hear that that is success to me. Total success to me. I'll never forget that. At first I was like, why is he telling me this? Does he really mean this? And he absolutely means it. And, so from growing up feeling like I was unworthy or worthless, wanting the love, admiration, respect, and attention from the people who matter to me the most, I have to admit that I have that in some ways now. And so here's my saying to you. Before I tell you this, I want to say I have things in my life that bother me. I have ups and downs. I have things that frustrate me and even infuriate me. That's what infuriate me. Some things that I can't change. Some very difficult people in my life. And Dr. Wayne Dyer said something once. He said, "Do you have these people in your life that you can't get rid of?" He said, "They're like turds that won't flush." And the whole audience starts laughing. He goes, "These people are your spiritual teachers in disguise. They are your spiritual teachers. They're here to teach you patience and love." And if you really think about it, the people in your life that give you the most grief, or the most toxic or difficult to deal with, are the people that have really made you who you are, and they teach you the most lessons. So if you're going to blame them for what they've done wrong, you have to also blame them for everything that they've done right and who they've helped you become. All right, so here's my saying to you. Count your blessings and look at the things that you've done right, and the honors that you have gotten and achieved, and the positive words people have spoken to you, and look through the past of your life, and look through your wins, and look through the good things that you've done, and look through the times you've won, and integrate your wins. Oh, my dog just threw up again. Has about 15 times today he's thrown up all over the place. Sorry. Sorry. Integrate your wins. I'm very tired now. Have a good evening.